Here we go. Hey, everything on 3. Number 3. Wait on 1. Oh. Wait on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait. I know the next step from that. Eyes on 3. Everything on 3. 1. Everything.
You are now listening to the Fantasy Football Bros Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Football Bros Podcast. It's your boy.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Oh, yeah, and I fucking won this week. We'll get into that because I fucking won this week. And everybody's back. It's a full house, y'all. We are joined
Full
by
house, boys.
It's the no nickname, no nonsense.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? It feels
keep
great to
moving.
have everybody here, man.
We're keeping moving because we got a lot of people to talk about. We are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jay Coleman. Jay Coleman, what's up, dog?
What's up going on, boys?
And he's back after a long absence. We've got the fantasy football surgeon, Zags. Zags, what's up?
What's up, boys? Adam, you drinking red wine?
You damn right I am. A little Cabernet
He
Sauvignon.
needs to change his name to the fucking fantasy football
Dude.
savant.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you, bro. After a 10-hour day at work, this tastes absolutely fantastic.
Oh, boy. I also want to throw a shout-out to Goose for filling in the last couple weeks for the boys not being able to make it. So let's get Goose's fantastic drop ready.
Round of applause.
That's
for
Goozilla
Goose.
on Twitch.
Yeah, the round of applause.
Goozilla
for
on
Goose.
Twitch. Go
Those
check them out.
episodes were great.
Watch the streams.
Yeah, it's
You did.
Goozilla on Twitch with one L. And I want to shout out Goose. Goose is down for the count, not feeling well right now. So get well soon, Goose. He might have joined us today, but he was not able to because he's not feeling good. So get well soon.
I hope he feels better, man. The sickness has been going around.
Yes, sir. So we're here, and we have some news to talk about, guys. Some big breaking news yesterday and today of Jonathan Taylor out for 2 to 3 weeks. Who has him in the Fantasy Football Bros Podcast League? Oh, that'd be your boy. So, you know what I have to say to that.
Who do you have to put in for him?
Thankfully, well, see, so here's my thoughts. I made that big trade. I got rid of Saquon Barkley, and I said I'm solid. I have got Jonathan Taylor as my new like alpha. But I'm okay because I still have DeAndre Swift and Javonte Williams. It's not great, but it's fine. But I was trying to make a move for Zach Moss, and it's not like he wasn't trying to get rid of Zach Moss. I just was like, man, I'm fine. I don't want to trade anything valuable for Zach Moss because, as you know, he was in our fantasy football graveyard. So,
He is.
yeah. So, so I feel a little rough.
I was right last week about that, or 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was.
I feel a little rough-ski about
But we're
it.
gonna talk about Zach Moss in a bit though, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I feel a little rough that he's gone, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I hope he's going to come back. Right, 2 to 3 weeks. They're in the playoff hunt. Like he's going to come back.
I
Nah.
don't know.
Nah.
But why didn't they put him on IR then?
Put him in the graveyard.
I think they're. I think they're hopeful. I think JT is gonna make the call that he's not ready to go. If I'm just gonna be 100% honest, I think he's gonna kind of.
You guys are like that though. You just said the same thing. You guys said the same thing about Jefferson, and he's playing next week. They said.
Yeah, but you
So-
thought he was coming back way sooner.
Well, no. You
Yeah,
guys
but
were
we
saying
also didn't think that Minnesota would be in a playoff hunt either. If they weren't in a playoff hunt, I don't think he would have came back.
No, for
But
sure
I mean-
In my
not.
opinion.
But Indy is in the playoff hunt, so.
Right, and so is Minnesota.
Yeah, that's why I think Taylor's going to come back. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's hopeful, but the fact they didn't throw him on IR right away, makes me think it's hopeful. And they only said 2 to 3 weeks, so that could be this week and next week, and he's back. So, who knows? I mean, it's a thumb injury. It's not like a knee injury.
Yeah, on his non-dominant hand. I think it was on his left hand or something.
So don't get me wrong, that shit hurts. But he could be back. I'm not too scared about it I'm happy. In one league, I have Zach Moss, so I'm thrilled. because I'm going to start him over shitty Brees Hall this week. Yeah, that's where we are in this life with that. So, yeah. By the way,
Don't you worry about that. We're going to talk about that too.
here's another big, not news, but something to. Does anybody not have any buys this week? Because I'm screwed everywhere. This is buy NATO right now.
In the Fantasy Football Bros League, I think I am bye week free.
Well, because you got hit in like week 7.
I got hit early, like week 5, week 6 was my big bye week. But I'm good to go for the rest of the season, man. I got everybody firing on all cylinders. Derrick Henry made an resurgence magically.
What about you?
Yeah,
guys?
I'm
You guys
kinda
get hit with the buys?
I think I have like one.
I'm kind of screwed with the bye week. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually in a league where there's a move cap of only 15 moves for the season, and
15?
15
crazy.
moves for the whole season.
Dude, that could be done week 2.
Yeah, so, and I had the injury bug a little bit in that season, so I have used all 15. Now, thankfully, I've set myself up that I have backups on all positions, but this week I will not be starting a tight end because Hawkinson and Komet are both out. So, nice little
I'm
goose
in
egg. But
Go ahead, Dave, sorry.
I was going to say, honestly, in that league, whoever I picked up off the waiver wire for my tight end spot would probably give me like 3 points anyway. But, I mean, it's still kind of crappy to have to start a goose egg.
In one of my leagues, I'm also in a league that has a transition limit, but it's 40.
I know Dave's league
You
has
make
30.
40 moves.
I think
So we have one guy that started 0-7. Okay, he is on a 5-game winning streak, and he's 2 games out of not first place, but a playoff spot. And he used all 40 of his transactions, and he has no moves to make. He's got to start like 2 tight ends. It's wild. 40 is a lot. You don't think you could use it, but he was in such bad shape, being 0-7, thought his season was over. Started this little winning streak. A couple other people were losing, and he was just picking players up left and right. He's done, and he can't pick anybody up. And he's got some bye week issues this week, so it'll be fun to see that one play out.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
tough.
never have a move limit in my leagues. Like make you're supposed to make moves. You're supposed to win. Get that dub. Let's go. Make moves.
It definitely makes it challenging. So this league that I'm talking about, we have 40 moves on the transactions. Trades don't count towards that, so that's kind of nice. But we also only have like 5 bench spots, so it keeps rosters pretty light. It just nobody drops anybody because they don't have room to pick anybody up, and they don't want to drop like somebody good for somebody to pick up. So it makes it very challenging. Very
The exact
challenging.
opposite of the Fantasy Football Bros leagues. Huge benches and
Massive bench in the Fantasy Football Bros. And
fine.
no
I mean, that's-
transaction counter.
That's what I like. I'm in one league that's more traditional, and like Dave's league, he's got shorter benches and a move limit, and the Fantasy Football Bros league's the fucking Wild West. So I love
Yeah, it
it.
really is.
Fantasy Football Bros League, man. I got a plethora of moves to make and nobody to pick up. It's great.
Yeah. Well, if
I
you
know.
were on it earlier, you would have been on it earlier. All right, so you guys ready to see some of the bigger performers of the week? You ready to see this, boys?
Let's do
Let's
it.
get it. Are we going to see some of the same names in there?
I think you're
Probably.
going to see some of the same names. So we are working on a new platform, guys, so bear with me here. So here we go. Now time for the top quarterbacks of the week. And net number 1 from the Fantasy
Boom.
Football Bros champion, you got Josh Allen at 40.66 points. And at number 2,
Big week.
his direct competitor, Jalen Hurts, at 35.5 points. And then you
Yeah,
got,
they put up a fantasy spectacle.
it was a good game. We'll get into it. We got Dak Prescott at 3, 32 points. CJ
This guy.
Stroud at 4, 30 points. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Dak.
Dak
CJ
Prescott. I said, I got this guy.
Yeah, that's true. CJ Stroud at 30. And then we've got, of course,
Kermit the Frog,
nope, God
Andrew.
damn it, not Kermit the Frog. We got You got Jordan Love at 26 points, Jay's boy. Trevor Lawrence at 25 points. Matthew Stafford at 24 points. There he is.
Kermit the Frog here.
At 20 points. And then you have got, finding all these.
Hey there, little fella.
At 20 points. And then Sam Howell's at 18. So not the greatest week. You got Lamar Jackson down at 14 points. Justin Herbert down at 14 points. Staying around here with like Baker Mayfield. Not the greatest week for quarterbacks. For some quarterbacks, but your big performers performed very well. Dave, did I skip over your quarterback here?
No, my quarterback's Tua. If you want to go to the next page, you can see where he landed.
Measly 5 points.
I mean,
you know what's funny about that? I wasn't even throwing shade. I didn't know.
If you guys want a little foreshadowing of my get dunked on, just go ahead and flip to page 2 of the quarterback rankings for the week.
Ouch. So I think you're at a point now in the season where there's no such thing as surprises anymore. I mean, Matt Stafford being in the top 10 is a bit of a surprise. Trevor Lawrence being in the top 10 is a bit of a surprise. Can they keep it going? Who knows? But seeing, Dak Prescott, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love up in there, it's not a surprise to me anymore. And I know it's a week. Jay, we'll talk to Jay because he's starting them and I'm starting in one league. Jordan Love tore up Detroit. Green Bay tore up Detroit. I know the score was 7 points, but Detroit just was on coasting mode, thinking they're going to walk in there and murder Green Bay, and they got bitch slapped. As an owner of Jordan Love, who's starting him over Joe Burrow, who he's been outperforming Joe Burrow all year anyway, I'm comfortable and I'm happy moving on with Jordan Love. Where are you feeling about him now, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, he's a little frustrating, but I mean, he's definitely viable. He's consistent. You're getting 20.
He's first half frustrating.
Yes.
Watching him play in the first half, you're just like, is this guy going to do anything? I can't believe I started this guy. And then, like Chaz always says, every week, comes out in the second half, throws 2 touchdowns, ends up with 20 points. It's like, all right, I can take that.
Yeah. Basically, that's how it goes.
Yeah, and not this week. I mean, dude had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. So what I like about Jordan Love, and we won't spend too much time on him. What I like about Jordan Love is he's finding the open receiver. Some weeks it's Dobbs, some weeks it's Watson, some weeks now it's Jaden Reed out of nowhere. Some weeks it's Luke Musgrave. He is making the right reads and finding the open receivers, which if he keeps that up, he's going to be a productive fantasy football option because he's going to find that one of these guys are going to get open and he's going to find them. So that's what I like about him. He's not hyper focusing on anybody, and he's just getting the ball. So as a manager of like Romeo Dobbs in a whole bunch of leagues, I kind of wish he would target Romeo Dobbs more. But if the dude ain't open, the dude ain't open.
I think what I like the most about Jordan Love is just like the hope for the future, right? Because I always say, like, and we talk about it all the time, it's like, he's got a crap first half, or he kind of slows down at the end of the game. Like once he kind of figures out like how to put it all together for 4 quarters, like watch out, because he's gonna score a lot of points if he can figure out how to be the productive Jordan Love for 4 quarters of a football game. That dude's scoring points.
And mind you, they murdered Detroit without 3 starting defensive players and Aaron Jones. So like, this team could be like waking up and cooking a little bit. And everyone already like crowned Detroit the winners of that division. Not saying maybe Green Bay can't win it, but what if Green Bay goes on a roll here? Like maybe they do. Who knows?
Yeah, I like to say that Jordan, this is his first year as a starting quarterback. So there's going to be growing pains. I know he's been in the league a bit behind Aaron Rodgers, but I mean, yeah, to see him come out, like Dave said, in the second half or whatever and put up numbers, yeah, put it together for 4 quarters, kid, and you have a very good quarterback. So I don't know. After this year, I would definitely want to see him take that next step, and I hope he does next year. But I mean, obviously we don't know the future, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, he's going to finish as a top 10 quarterback this year, guys. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
To think. I know it's wild for Sam Howell and stuff, but to think that they lost Aaron Rodgers, and this guy is performing better in fantasy football aspects than Aaron Rodgers did last year.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
with a bunch of rookies, Aaron Rodgers finished, I think, 15th last year. This kid's gonna finish top 10 probably. So, all right. Well, we will move on to the top running backs of the week or receivers. I will go running backs because I said that first. And that's Jay's boy,
Damn straight.
Kyron Williams. Jay, you got him in a
Bango.
bunch, didn't you?
I got him in both.
CMC dethroned finally.
So your top running backs of the week, and then we'll pick out guys. You got Kyron Williams at 38 points, and then you have got. I haven't dropped that in a while. At 30 points, and then you got one of my baby boys, Bijan Robinson, at 27 points. You got Isaiah Pacheco. Did I say Isaiah?
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco.
He definitely said that.
At 25.9 points. And then you got
Double J here again.
Josh Jacobs at 24.5 points. Tony Pollard's back, I guess, at 22
Yeah,
points.
Jay shit on him, and he went off 2 weeks in a row now. I can't wait to see who he's shitting on this week.
That's what he needed, I guess.
They got Ramondre Stevenson at 21.
Friend of the show, Tony Pollard, listens. He heard Jay, fuck you, and was like, you know what? I'll just be in the top 10 of running backs for the week in the next 2 weeks.
Raheem Mostert at 21 points. And then you got alpha male Jonathan Taylor at 21 points. Son of a bitch. And then you got a couple of Adams players, Derrick Henry and Schuber Hubbard. There's those run out your guys that scored 20 points or more. So that's actually a decent amount of guys that scored more than 20 points.
Yep.
So, what to discuss? Kyron,
If you wanna
man, I mean, Kyron shows up. I mean, I don't have him anywhere, but just looking.
I have a lot of stock in Kyron Williams. I think I
Looking
have
at
him
his
in
game
3
logs,
leagues.
I mean, he's been 17, 28, 27, 21, hurt, came back at 38. Like, ridiculous.
I lost because of him this week.
He had a massive week.
I'm so angry at myself because I had him on IR. I dropped a player, brought him off of IR right before the game started, and then I was like, I kind of want to see him in his first game back, so I didn't start him, and that was like the dumbest move.
Big mistake.
Yep.
Big mistake. Big boo-boo.
New segment, stupid moves of the week.
So, yeah, I mean, there's no one really in the major in the top there other than him. You're starting Christian. You're starting Bijan. Pacheco had a good week.
That's not true. I sat Bijan last week. Still won though. I still beat the guy by like 45 points. I wasn't worried about it.
Nice. Good game. I mean, and these stats of these major guys, and that's what you're looking for. Kyron had 16 and 6 receptions. Christian had 19 and 5. Bijan had 16 and 3. Isaiah had 15 and 5. So they're all easily around 20 touches, and that's what you want. That's exactly what you want. Josh Jacobs 20 and 1. So they're all sitting around. Tony Pollard 13.
20 and 4.
Oh, sorry, 20 and 4. Yep. So they're all sitting around, and Josh Jacobs had that long touchdown run too. So, so that you're getting, I feel like these top running backs are starting to separate themselves from.
Yeah, for where those guys were drafted, like Jacobs and Pollard, it was good to finally see a good game from them. So hopefully it continues at least, and Bijan, yeah, and it's hopefully it continues.
So, Dave, we've always argued about Bijan. Do you know where he is on the year right now?
No. He's probably, if I had to guess, probably inside the top 20 now.
For the year, Bijan Robinson is your 9th overall running back.
9th overall.
Yep. So, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like he has the opportunity. Oh, I think we were having this chat via text.
Yeah.
He has the opportunity to end up in the top 5 because there's this jumble of running backs guys like Bumbles and Joe Mixon and all these guys, that he has 2 big games, he surpasses them all and gets in the top 5. And he just did that. He just went from like 15 to 9 with 1 game. So
Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't think it's out of the question to think that Bijan Robinson ends up as a top 5 running back for the season. If we're gonna be 100% honest, I just love breaking your balls about Bijan Robinson in the group chat. So I do that quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where he ends up. It's nice to see them finally kind of use him the way that they should be using him. But I mean, you also are putting faith in the Falcons to keep that train rolling, and like, do they do it? They definitely should do it. Are they going to? I don't know.
yeah, true, very true. It's just like the argument of Bumbles versus not Bumbles. Like, oh, he had a good week. He's the man. Go with him. Go with the young guy. And then of course, then you get
Bumbles bounce.
and then
Right.
that's what happens.
Yeah. It's like we see things, and especially as fantasy owners, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, we want that number 1 guy that's just automatic. But I mean, these
Yeah.
coaches see things different, man, and it's just
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
annoying.
Yeah, for sure. It's very frustrating, especially for a guy like Bijan and Gibbs, who were taken in the first few rounds. Right, Bijan was a number one first round pick. Gibbs was maybe a 3rd or 4th round pick. So it sucks to see like a guy that was taken in like, I don't know, wherever Montgomery was, 8th, 9th round, if he was available then, surpass him sometimes, and it's like, come on.
All right, let's move on to wide receivers. I know I'm pushing it. There's reasons I'm pushing this show. All right, we have at number 1 Tyreek Hill, surprising, of course. At number 2 we have Mike Evans at 25 points each. Rashee Rice 24.7. Devontae Smith 23 points. Nico Collins 23 points. Zay Flowers 23 points. Keenan Allen 22 points. Gabriel Davis, Jay's boy, 22.5. DJ Moore, 22.4. Debro Samuel, 22.4. Calvin Ridley, 21.9. Michael Pittman Jr., Pitty City, 20.7. And Christian Watson, 20.4. And Jacoby Myers, 20.1. So those are your top, 20, guys that scored 20 points or more receivers. That's a big fucking list.
Yeah.
It's a big list.
That's a lot of receivers.
The list looks kind of how I would expect it to fall, with a few. Rashee Rice, I mean, that's just, I don't know.
Wild.
That's a flash in the that's a flash in the
that's
pan,
just
right?
who that's just who Mahomes decided to throw
I gotta
to.
fix my headphones real quick. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
Is
Rashee
that
Rice,
going to
yeah, I
happen
agree.
again? I don't know.
Probably-
I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not every week, but yeah, I don't know. I don't. Those freaking KC receivers, man. Who does he have? Rashee Rice, Marquez
Justin
Valdez-Scantling,
Watson.
who hasn't been there ever. Yeah, Justin Watson, who caught a touchdown
Yeah.
last week or so. I think it was last week and the week
Yep.
before. But it's just like, but he's not getting the volume to where he is in the top 20.
Yeah.
So great, he scores a touchdown. Awesome.
I feel like it's a flash
It's
in the pan.
definitely
I wouldn't read too much into Rashee Rice there.
I agree.
I think he's the receiver to own, though. If you're going to own a receiver, it's him. But I don't think he's definitely not startable. I mean, he's only rostered in 68% of leagues, and
Yeah.
like Nico Collins, like 89%. Like that's a guy that wasn't even drafted, right? So like Rashee was drafted. It's just one thing I'm interested to see is at the start of the year. Bringing up Devontae Smith here. At the start of the year, Devontae Smith was doing fine, and then A.J. Brown had a fucking meltdown, and all of a sudden, Devontae Smith disappeared. He started the season 17, 25, 6, 14, and then A.J. Brown had a meltdown. 1, 9, 8 points for Devontae Smith. But the last few weeks of Devontae Smith, 22, 14, 15, and 23. I wonder if, like, this is how it was last year, if I remember correctly, because I also had Devontae Smith. He started tearing it up towards the end of the year more. I don't know if there's just like a shift in defenses covering A.J. Brown or what it is, but it just seems like Devontae Smith became the alpha at the end of the year for the Eagles, and it's kind of tracking that way this year. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it has a lot to do with just A.J. Brown was just absolutely going bonkers the few weeks before that, and I think defenses are trying to scheme to take him out.
Yeah.
But I mean, as we can see, I mean, there's two very capable wide receivers on that team, and you can't just plan to take A.J. Brown out of the game because Devonta Smith will beat you. So I mean, I think they really need to. If anything, I think there should be more opportunity for Swift because I think these defenses are now going to be trying to scheme to take both of these wide receivers out of the game, and they want to take the ball out of Jalen's hands and try to make them run the football more.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's it's an interesting thought. So we're gonna just have to keep an eye on that, like to see if that's a reoccurring trend in the season.
Yeah.
What about Calvin Ridley? Another big game. Is he back? I mean, is Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, I think Calvin's back. I
Yeah.
think Trevor Lawrence is back. He finally found a stride here late in the second half of the season. I think he's playing some really good football, smart football. He runs the ball hard. I really like Calvin Ridley moving forward. For some reason in the middle there, we kind of saw this emergence of Christian Kirk again. He was having some really good weeks, and Jesus Christ, I can't fucking think. Calvin Ridley was kind of just non-existent. But yeah, it's really good. I love it. I think he's back for sure, and I think Lawrence is back, and he's definitely worth a start.
Jay, I know you have him in another league. Are you comfortable starting Ridley moving forward?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would be too, for sure. And I have Kirk in our in the Fantasy Football Bros League, and he's like my receiver 3. You know, we run double flex. I'm comfortable still throwing Kirk out there too. Like,
I don't think Kirk warrants the bench. And if you are in a double flex or even a flex, he's a very viable flex option.
flex appeal, baby.
While we're sitting here at wide receiver, real quick, I gotta know: are we worried about Diggs yet?
Diggs had a good game.
But you drafted him to be a monster. Like, are you concerned at all to see that production dip?
I'm not, and this is why I'm not here. Here he is right here. So Diggs started off incredible at the start of the season. 26, 13, 19, 38, 24, 20, 17, 16, 22. And then 6 and 6 and 20. 19.4. So the reason I'm not is because, they got rid of fucking Ken Dorsey. And against the Jets, he didn't have such a good time. But Sauce locks Diggs down. We know that. Sauce locks Diggs down. He didn't necessarily do it week 1, but Sauce tends to lock Diggs down. Philly is if you see it right here, Philly is the number 1 option to start your wide receivers against, and the guy goes ahead and gets 19 points. You know, coming up, there's going to be some shootouts with Diggs. Kansas City's going to be a shootout. Dallas is going to be a shootout. The Chargers are going to be a shootout, and New England we're going to murder them. So, no, I'm not worried about Dicks. Whoa, what's on my
Hey, yo.
Whoa, boy.
I'm not worried about Diggs at all. I mean, I made that big move for him. I'm not trying to cover my ass, but getting rid of Dorsey unlocks this offense for Diggs. And plus, I don't know. I'm not worried. I don't know why. Are you honestly worried, Dave? Or are you asking a question?
I'm on your side. So honestly, I was curious to get your guys' opinion because I know after those 2 6-point games, there was people that were really down on Diggs, saying like Josh isn't looking at him anymore, and like we're not utilizing him and stuff like that, and people were really down on him. So I was just curious to see what you guys thought. I'm 100% not worried about Diggs ever. I think there's no situation that you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't start Diggs. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those situations. But I was curious to see what you guys thought.
What do you think?
No, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. I'm not worried.
Yeah, and that's why I felt like I could get him. Not that, like, Like Goose was a little more afraid that he's gonna. And let's be fair. I mean, he had 19 points. It's not like it was insane. If he gets me 19 points every week, I'm happy.
I'll 100% take that.
You know, that's where I am.
Now, I want him to be over 20. But, I mean, 19 is still good, man. Especially for being drafted as a lot of people's wide receiver 1. Because I drafted him in one of my leagues as he was my first pick overall. Jeez. I had the 12th pick in my draft, and he was there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm taking him. I got lucky that Keenan Allen had this emergence, that I have Diggs and Keenan Allen. So
just like me. I made that big trade with sole purpose to have that Josh Allen and Diggs connection, and the two of them this week got me 60 points. So I will take that every fucking week. That I am okay with that. So
for sure.
Let's check in on the tight ends, see who did well this week. At number 1, we got Pat Freiermuth. What? What?
Your only tight end over 20 points.
Oh, Tyler Higbee's a free agent. Go get him. Go get him.
Yep, you got Tyler Higbee at 19.9, Sammy Laporta at 17.7, Teddy Hawkinson at 16, Travis Kelce at 15, Gerald Edward at 14, Trey McBride at 13, David Njoku at just about 12, and Cole Kmet at 11. There's all your tight ends over 10 points. I got 2 tight ends in there, by the way. Yeah, it's tight end. I mean, we say it every week. Pat Freiermuth, don't count on it. Tyler Higbee, don't count on it.
I think I'd count on Higbee. I don't know. I think I'd count on Higbee more than I would on Freiermuth, but not that I'm saying that I want to go out and get Higbee. But if you absolutely need one, he's probably my first choice.
Yeah, if
that was his first 2 touchdowns of the season, though, right?
I believe so. I'm looking at his
I
stats
think
here.
So, yeah.
He's had a 12-point game and an 11-point game. That's it for double digits up.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns, and you're right. Yeah, there was 1 and 2 of the season.
So it seems like I would be worried, everybody at home, about your Cooper Kupps and your Puka Nacua, because looking at this last game, it seems like Sean McVay just wants to run the ball. And I know, Stafford threw a bunch of touchdowns, but that's just how the cookie crumbled. But I think
to not Cooper Kupp and not Puka Nacua.
Yeah. So to the tight ends and the running backs. So
right.
I think Sean McVay is dialing up Sean McVay of 2015, 2016, like pounding Todd Gurley, and just, letting Jared Goff make the right decision once in a while.
Who?
I feel like that's who he had then, and I feel like that's
what's
happening here. Dave, I know you're a big proponent of Nacua. You got to be worried, right?
Yeah. Thankfully, in a lot of the leagues that I got Nacua in, I have Kyron Williams too. So that was honestly what my kind of flex spot has always been, was Kyron Williams or Puka Nacua, and I think it's a very easy option for me now of who's going to end up in that flex spot.
Yeah, and it's just Cooper Kupp has been non-existent basically, right? Did he score 10 points this week? No, I don't think so.
No.
So
5.
Yeah, I would be I would be panicked about that. And I don't know, Jay, do you have
I guess it depends on the rest of the roster.
Yeah. But, you're going to keep him, but I don't know. Jay, are you going to run up and pick up Higbee? I don't think.
No, probably not.
I don't see it. He just
I'm not saying go pick up Higbee, but I'm saying if you're in a pinch and you got a bye week or something like Hawkinson and you need somebody, I think I would trust Higbee more than Freiermuth, who I think a lot of people picked up last week.
Yeah.
Because he had a pretty decent game the week before.
We got to remember, everybody
was
correctly, but Freiermuth in the top 10 of tight ends.
Yeah, 100%.
So he got hurt. Maybe he's back. Maybe. I'm back. I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's just
Pat Freiermuth, comeback player of the year.
But it's about plus 12,000.
Your number 1 defense on the week was Miami. That's because they had a touchdown. Who cares? And your number 1 kicker on the week is Blake Groupie from the Saints.
Just like we all planned it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Saints Joe. He got one right.
Yeah, Saints Joe. All right. So we're back from the screen share. All right. those are your best performers of the week. That you guys heard some of the what we think, but let's actually talk about something that we know about. And how about
Time for a victory lap.
let's start with you, Jay, because you've been a little quiet today. What you got as a victory lap?
My victory lap is Kyron, baby.
Yeah,
You told me and Adam that you didn't think Kyron was going to be the guy when he came back, and I think he put that to bed. So
no, he certainly put it to bed. I said could he be not the guy, but he's certainly the guy.
me and Adam never doubted.
I knew the minute that they cut Henderson that Kyron was playing, and then he was going to be the guy.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Kyron, that's a great one. That is a great one. What do you got, Adam?
My victory lap this week, I was in a tight one, okay? In the Fantasy Football Bros League. Yeah, exactly. Against Eric. Always been gay in our league, okay?
That'd be Jay's brother, boy.
Jay's brother, Eric. I was sweating bullets, okay? He had Jordan Addison on Monday night, and I'm watching that game, and I'm watching passes go to Addison. I'm like, no. Short gains, everything's fine. Josh Dobbs throws a deep pass to Jordan Addison on the sideline, and I'm like, that was it. That he only needed like 4 points at that point, and it was it. It was like a 40-yard pass, steps out of bounds, and they call it back. So it didn't happen, right? The next play they throw to Addison for like a 12-yard gain ends up getting only 2 points. I beat him by 2 points. So that pass would have lost me this week, and I would have been so mad. But because he stepped out of bounds when he caught it, it came back. So the victory lap goes out to those referees catching that pass, catching that foot on the line, baby. Let's go. I'll take my win right there to remain in second place in the league.
That's a great one. My victory lap is going out to my Fantasy Football Bros team. 180 points. 180 points. Starting, of course,
Been there, done that.
With Josh Allen. And Josh Allen and his older brother, Keenan Allen. And then
From another mother.
And then Stephon Diggs, and then Jonathan Taylor, and Trey McBride, and Devontae Smith, and Baltimore's defense. All crushing it, almost all over expectations by a lot. So 180 points. I crushed the soul of soul crushers. And, yeah, that is my victory lap. Dave, what you got?
I'm going to go back to the well here. And this guy has been my victory lap before, and I'm throwing it out there again. I'm going Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been an absolute stud for me this season, and I'm going to be honest. I lost friendships over Mike Evans this season because I said that you can draft running back, or go. You are going to be fine taking Mike Evans in the 4th round as your wide receiver 2. You're going to be totally fine. And I've had people that were like, you don't know anything about football. Baker Mayfield's the worst. Like, Evans is going to be trash. He has been an absolute stud. And if you got Evans as your wide receiver 2, he has not let you down.
He's got 5 games left of the season, and he needs 150 yards to break 1,000 again. And he's probably
easy.
He's
quite possibly.
He's probably going to get it. Yeah.
So hell of a call on you. We were all on Evans. We all said that.
I'm always on Evans. I think I've had him as my fantasy crush before. He still is for wide receivers. I love the guy.
I literally have a friend that I don't talk to anymore. He was so mad at me when I having this discussion of being like, "Yo, you're going to be fine taking Mike Evans." Yeah, you're going to be fine taking Mike Evans as your wide receiver too. You're going to be fine. He's like, oh, you don't know anything about football, like blah blah. I can't even talk to you, but this guy is not my friend anymore over Mike Evans, and I'm like, wow. All right, bro. But Mike Evans, you proved me right in this argument, and I love you for it. Thank you.
Have you texted him or called him and been like, dude, I told you?
No, it's a dead.
I'd be throwing that shit in his fucking face. Just like, are you kidding me, dude?
Just text him. Just text him Mike Evans, period, and that's it.
All right, boys.
Get dunked on, bro.
Okay, I think I know where some of you guys are going, but I'm gonna start here because I might take it on a different level. Same game. I am dunking on for the 14th time this year. I think Sean McDermott and his propensity, his fucking hard-on boner for running the prevent defense. All first fucking half. They shut down Philly. Philly couldn't do anything. Philly was shut down. The pressure was Jalen Hurts couldn't even decipher anything. Jalen Hurts looked awful. And then come the second half, they take off the foot of the gas. Oh, shocking. And then come the end of the first half, prevent defense, 60-yard touchdown. The end of the second half, prevent defense, tied game. And then, of course, you get into overtime, touchdown, game over. Nothing. No resistance whatsoever. Jalen Hurts could have fucking sit there, made a fucking ham sandwich, throw the fucking ball to like Todd Pinkston, who played for the fucking Eagles, 25 years ago, would have been wide open, and he would have hit him, and they would have scored that touchdown. And it's infuriating. He's such a fucking little bitch boy. He is such a little bitch boy. I'm so sick and tired of this defense. Guess what, Leslie Frazier? I am sorry for calling you out all last year. I mean, it was your defense. You obviously got overruled on everything. 13 seconds wasn't your fault, Leslie Frazier. It was Sean McDermott's fault. It's just god awful the decisions this guy makes. The fucking timeouts, like 20 seconds left, you burn the timeout to ice a kicker on a 60-yard kick. You can't stop. And then you only
In the rain.
Yeah.
In the rain. And then you only have one
In the
timeout.
fucking rain. That's ice enough.
And you don't let Josh go out and sling it.
Yeah.
Josh, who is on fire.
Even though we lost 17 games in 15 seconds, he can't go let Josh try and win in 20.
All you needed was a field goal.
Yeah.
You had one timeout, 20 seconds. Your ass got beat in less time several times.
Or benching Cook again.
Yeah, bench.
The thing that made me mad was we had 20 seconds. If you think about it, that's in a timeout. That's 3 plays. Okay, and here's why. You throw a quick out to the outside, get the guy out of bounds, right? Probably waste, 5-6 seconds. Get back on the line. Another quick pass. Probably have a second or two left on the clock. Call timeout.
Wait, 1 second.
You have another play. There she is. She's just kind of hanging out. But it was mind blowing. And as soon as he took that timeout to ice the kicker and a 60-yard kick in the rain, I was like, what did I just witness?
Not to mention, he took it so fucking early. They weren't even really
Oh
lined
my
up, and he's
God, they weren't even on the line yet,
like,
and he was like, "Oh, timeout."
Yeah.
We're like, dude, he wasn't even ready to kick the ball. Or they were just kind of hanging around. What are you doing? It's just the clock management on his end too is just so bad. The timeout usage is so bad. The whole prevent defense, the soft defense, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, so awful. Are any of you guys joining me on him or maybe something else?
That is not my dunk.
Okay.
But if you guys have the same one, go ahead.
I think real quick, you got to just say, also with Josh, it's that 20 seconds is way longer than what it feels like when you got Josh, right?
Right.
You got a quarterback that most quarterbacks, when they throw a 30-yard pass, 40-yard pass, they got to put a little air on the ball. That it takes a second to get there. 4 or 5 seconds that ball is going to be in the air for. Josh can just flick it like that. Josh can throw a 40-yard pass in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that in mind too. It's 20 seconds for our team is really 35, 40 seconds for a lot of these teams with a quarterback that's got to put some air under the ball. It's insane that they never try to win a game.
Yeah, my thing too is Joe Brady came out with this game plan and he said, you know what, fuck the rain, we're gonna throw, and he threw and he was on point and his receivers were catching the ball. It didn't seem to me like it was an issue at all for them. And then the second half comes, and then that 20 seconds, I'm like, this hasn't been an issue all day. Now you call timeout to ice a kicker in the rain on a 60-yard kick, and then you don't even take one shot. You don't take a chance at all. And like I said, and Dave, you just said it perfectly. 20 seconds to the Bills with Josh Allen is equivalent to 35, 40 seconds with like Sam Howell or a quarterback of lesser caliber than Josh Allen. And to not even take a shot to the outside and try and stop the clock there, like I said, you probably waste, 5, 6 seconds. Now you're down to 9 seconds. Take a shot down the middle of the field, call timeout. You got 1, 2, maybe 3 seconds left. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yep, absolutely.
Mind-boggling, isn't it?
Really is.
Yeah, you think dunking on this game at all before we move to somebody else? Anybody in this game?
No.
I think
All
you.
right,
I think you covered it.
All right,
Yeah,
I thought. Well, then, real quick, I thought somebody was going to dunk on the refs too because they suck.
They
but
did,
Everybody
yeah.
does that. I thought that's where one of you guys were going. All right.
I'm tired of dunking on the refs. It's all the same shit every week.
So what are you doing?
Who's next? Did you say me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll go. My dunk. Okay. My dunk this week is for all fantasy owners who own running backs who don't get the ball on the 1 fucking yard line. It happened so much this week. Dude, in the Jets game on Friday, when they get down to the 1 yard line and they just decide to throw a fade pass to Garrett Wilson for no reason, like, let our fantasy running back score points, please. Please let our running back score points, especially when they're the ones that need to score that can win you $10,000 on a nice little parlay that we had over the weekend. Golly, it drives me nuts when I see that. And it happened again in the Tampa game, too. Of course, Mike Evans caught another fade route that was a blown coverage in the defense. But Rashad White, another one of my fantasy running backs, and this is why I'm dunking on it, is because they were all my fucking running backs. I hate it. I just run the fucking ball, dude. I don't know. Run the ball. Stop throwing the ball on the 1 yard line. It's fucking pointless.
Fair enough. What you got, Jay?
I'm dunking on Frank Reich just because he gets fired mid-season.
I did not see that
2
coming.
years in a row. I don't really agree with this firing, but I mean they were horrible. But you should at least let them finish out the season with a rookie QB. But still, I mean, fired mid-season 2 years in a row. Fucking terrible look.
There's a chance he's your Bills' next offensive coordinator.
I'd take him as an offensive coordinator.
He's a good offensive coordinator, but hey, Joe Brady's fighting to keep his job right now. So
True.
So Joe Brady's got first dibs, I would say. All right, Dave.
All right, boys. Real quick, I got two. Number one is Tua. What the fuck, dude? Honestly, what the fuck? What the fuck? Those two. I know you're going against the Jets D. Jets D is good. Don't get me wrong there, but those two interceptions were god awful, and missing Tyreek in the end zone was just unacceptable. And Chad's gonna love this one. I'm going back to the well again. He's been my get dunked on for a minute, but I got to go back to Mr. Austin Eckler. Bro, what in the fuck? Seriously, get it together. You need to score some points, bro. You need to score some points now. I'm really upset. So on the off chance, Austin Eckler, I know maybe a little less twitching, maybe a little less YouTube and podcasting and stuff. There's a chance you might see this because you're on the goddamn computer all the time instead of practicing. But less Twitch, more practice. Let's get some yards. Let's get some touchdowns.
I'm deferring this because I don't want it to sound like it's my theory, but from another fantasy expert, Jeff Mans, I heard him saying this on the radio. Austin Eckler, he thinks Austin Eckler cares too much about fantasy football, and when he watches the games, he'll watch down the all 22s and everything. He sees Austin Eckler only cares in the red zone. Everything else in the middle of the field, the guy's putting in zero effort and not doing anything. When he's in the red zone, he's a completely different back. And I don't know. I can't say that's the truth, but that's what this fantasy analyst has looked and said. And
That's the first time I'm hearing of that. That's crazy.
Could that be true?
I'll put the point out there, Mr. Austin Eckler, just on the off chance that you see this again, that great fantasy running backs also score 60-yard touchdowns. So why don't you get your ass moving at the 40 and try to do that for me one time? Because you owe me some points, bro.
He sure does. Big time.
Spicy.
I saw it coming.
You were. I'm gonna officially go out there and say it. I'm a man up. I'm gonna be the bigger man and say Chaz made a good call on Austin Eckler. I fucked up.
And that's why I paired
He
it with
did.
the Keenan Allen call, because it's exactly working like I thought. Keenan Allen's getting, 42 targets a game right now?
Dude,
Like,
it's insane.
How much?
As a Keenan Allen owner as well, in my other league, my bunny league, I love it.
Yeah,
The fact that he's catching 10 plus balls a game, I don't care if he doesn't score. He's getting fucking 30 points just based on catches and yards. I love it.
ridiculous. It's so...
It's that's only because Quentin Johnston is garnering all that coverage and stuff, right?
What a waste.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I'm super happy I traded for him.
They could have had Zay Flowers. They could have had Dalton Kincaid, and they take that fucking waste.
Yep.
What an
Oh, he's-
absolute joke.
It's just like Mike Williams. Okay, I know Mike Williams got hurt. Okay, well, the guy's like an unpolished turd. Like, he's not ready. He's not ready. That's what he is. He's not ready. I don't know.
Dude,
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on.
maybe in years to come, Quentin Johnston will be good when, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams aren't on the team. But until they go anywhere, don't even bother.
Well, let's move on to
God,
my start of the week. I would say that I crushed my start of the week last week. My start of the week was Michael Pittman, and he put up 20 points. So I will take that. I am on a 4-game winning streak on my start of the week.
Let's go.
I'm very happy with that, and I just want to pull up some stats real quick. I'm delaying. This is called delaying. Okay, so my start of the week this week, and I think Adam's on this bandwagon too. That's why he kind of preempted it. Zach Moss, all right? I know that's crazy to say, but Zach Moss is coming into this game as the number 1 back. Jonathan Taylor has been awesome the last 2 weeks as the sole back, and that's with Zach Moss taking some touches. Let me, folks, run you over Zach Moss's production whilst Jonathan Taylor was hurt. Or out, or hurt. Yeah, hurt. Week 1, he didn't play, so he had 0 points.
Both worked. He was hurt and out.
Yeah. Thank you. Week 2, he had 20 points. Week 3, he had 22 points. Week 4, he had 9 points. Week 5, he had 35 points. Week 6, he had 17 points. Week 7, 7 points. Week 8, 14 points. Taylor's back. He's been crap. Okay, so there's one outlier in there. He had 35.5 points in Week 5. Dave, would you say that's a pretty good week for a running back?
For any running back, yes. For a running back that was drafted in the 16th round, that's incredible.
Okay, exactly. Adam, what team was that against? I'll give you a clue. It's the only football stadium me and you ever went to.
That would be against the Tennessee Titans.
So 35.5 points with no Jonathan Taylor against the Tennessee Titans. Okay. Hey, Jay, who does Zach Moss play this week?
I'm going to say the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, my goodness. And where is Jonathan Taylor this week?
Dad.
So, so for me, given he's productive, I mean, and now he's going up against a team that he brutalized, and he's a starter, Zach Moss is your start of the week. Sorry, Zach Moss is your start of the week. It makes me sick. I'm putting my reputation on the line here. I've had 4 good weeks in a row. But Zach Moss is your start of the week. And
segue to me, because I am jumping on this because I said he was in the fantasy graveyard last week when I was right. Well, Jonathan Taylor was healthy. Bango. Jonathan Taylor gets hurt again. My daily bargain this week, ladies and gentlemen, is Zach Moss on FanDuel. He is under $6,000, and I have no idea why, because exactly what you just said. He scored 32 points against the Tennessee Titans. They go against the Tennessee Titans this week. Zach Moss currently costs $5,600. If you are looking to save some money on your running backs in your daily lineups, Zach Moss needs to be in it. Okay? I also have a bonus here for you guys too, and the reason being is this is just a quick one. Devin Achane and Raheem Mostert are both injured. Jeff Wilson, right now, is 5,500. Start him. He is going to get the carries because we saw what Tua did last week, and he was actually running the ball pretty well when Mostert got hurt. So, and Mostert's questionable. Not sure if he's going to play. Probably not. Achane got hurt again. I don't think he's going to play again. Let me rephrase this. If those two play, do not start Jeff Wilson. Okay? If they have a questionable tag and they end up not playing, start Jeff Wilson.
What if one's out? What if one's out? Doesn't matter. But
Start
what if
him.
one of them is out?
Doesn't matter. Start him anyway. Yeah.
And just to answer a question you said, you don't know why Zach Moss is listed so low. FanDuel and for daily lineups, they don't change the weekly numbers based on injuries. So he's not going to go up this week. He's locked in 56 for the whole week. So that's why. So Taylor's out. He's locked in that. So that's why. That's right.
So my
week,
thing
Zach
about
Moss is higher.
the reason why I said I don't know why, I do know why, and yes, that is the reason why. But it's because when he was starting, he was up in the $7,000 range. So the fact when Jonathan Taylor came back, they dropped him down, and like you said, the injury happened this week. It happened during the game. He was already locked in for the week.
Yep.
If he has a good week this week, he's going to jump up there. So if you want to take advantage this week, get Zach Moss in your lineups. Save some money. Put Keenan Allen in there. Zach Moss is your guy.
All right, Jay, who are you fucking on? Who's going to have a
You
big
fuck
week?
on me?
Who's going to have a big week next week?
I don't think he's going to have a big week, but fuck this guy is Christian Watson. He had a big week. He had a big week this last week, but prior to that, he has been basically single digits all season, and I don't see him having a repeat performance against Kansas City. I think this was like a fluke, or like, he had a good game. He's going to have another one in a couple of weeks, but I don't see it this week.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. I mean, you're not wrong. He's been awful. He out of the 3 wide receivers there, he was the first one drafted, and he's been the worst one
for sure.
So
we were talking about fantasy graveyard for him a couple weeks
100%.
ago.
100%.
We were.
Yeah.
Here's a question, Dave. Who is the wide receiver 1 in Green Bay?
I'm gonna go with right now. It's probably Reed.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. It seems like it's Reed. It seems like it was Dobbs, and now it's turning into Reed. So
Yep.
And it seems like Christian's number 3.
I feel the same way. I feel like Christian's a flash in the pan, especially this week. I mean, take away that touchdown. He had an okay week, not a substantial week. You take away that touchdown, I mean that's a lot of points right there that he got on one play.
So so he had 5 for 94 and a touchdown. So I mean, if he didn't have that touchdown, it would have been ugly.
And
that's a big play, wasn't it?
That touchdown was like 25, 30 yards, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so, I mean,
it was a long one. So you take away 20 yards and you take away that touchdown, that's 8 points right there. Plus the one for the catch, right? So
Plus one
9-point play. 9-point play that he scored. And even 9 points is probably the most points he put up all year anyway. So I think even if you did start him, you still got 9 points, and you would have had his best week anyway. So, but I like that. Go fuck that guy.
The only thing to keep around with Christian Watson is last year about this time he was like the best receiver in the NFL. He was
with Aaron Rodgers.
With Aaron Rodgers at the end of the year last year. He's a late season bloomer, probably not, because it seems like Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs is his guy. So, all right, we'll move on to Zags' stone cold lock of the week.
Boys, the fantasy football bros are 3-1 on locks of the week. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about that?
Yeah,
I like it.
I feel pretty good about that. I'm not going to lie. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my locks of the week. This week, we are going...
Did I hear locks? Did I hear locks?
Did I have a little lisp?
No, did you say two? I thought you said two.
I mean, I I'm a degenerate. I can throw out as many as
I mean,
want,
you
but
did miss a couple weeks, so if you wanna give them a couple, go ahead.
One thing I want to say before you start putting it out is there some crazy spreads this week, Dave?
There's some absolutely crazy spreads. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this week. That's why I said there's a couple we can throw out there. But I'm gonna go out there and say that my number one lock of the week for this week, we are going back to the Detroit Lions, who are -4 against the Saints. I absolutely love this line. Detroit is coming off just getting bitch slapped around on prime time. They are going to come out in this game and want to make a statement. And as long as Derek Carr is still throwing the football in New Orleans, I think they cover this spread easy. I would be willing to take this spread up till -6.5. I think Detroit wins this game by a touchdown easy.
And that's an away game too. So that's taking the road.
Chaz
No different than a home game.
I can see it. Chaz is not like my pick right there. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
I don't believe in Detroit. So, like, that's the problem. It's like some days they look great and some days they look awful. So, like, that's my only fear with Detroit. You know what I'm saying? It's like they could come out, they laid an egg last week. Who's to say they're not going to, Dan Campbell's the kind of coach that's going to run out there and be like, well, this is what we're doing today. We're running the ball with David Montgomery. And David Montgomery keeps getting bottled up. And they're like, what about Jameer Gibbs? And he'll be like, no, put Montgomery back. Give him 5 more carries in a row. And then they get blown out. So, like, I'm not saying you're right or wrong for that. Can I throw out a possible lock?
Yeah, go throw it out, man.
Okay, here's my possible lock of the week. And Dave is the betting guy, but I think this line is easy money. And it's because people don't realize what's going on. Can you believe that this line of the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans is the Broncos plus 3.5? The Broncos are the hottest team in football right now. The Broncos took out the Super Bowl champions, took out the Buffalo Bills. What did they win, 6 games in a row? So they're going into Houston, who everybody is like simping over C.J. Stroud right now, and they're playing well, and I get it. So, but a 3.5 point road dog to the hottest team in the NFL right now, who nobody can stop for some reason. So they got the 3.5 points. So you think that these people think that Houston is going to put a touchdown win over this team that just beat the Super Bowl champs, the Buffalo Bills, and whomever else 6 games in a row. So to me, I think they're just giving you money with that 3.5 points.
I'm actually going the other way on that one.
See, okay.
I am. I'm going the other way on that one. I don't know. The thing with Russ is like, he's gonna fuck up at some point. You just have to call the week that Russ goes back to being just an absolute putrid display of a quarterback, and it very well could be this week. I think. I mean, his time is ticking. He's not going to be good for the whole season. He's just not.
Yeah, but laying that 3.5 for them is something like, so what? I mean, Houston can win the game by a point, by 2 points, by a field goal, and you're still covering that spread. So, That's why I just feel like, Adam, break the tie.
I can't, dude. I'm with Dave here on this one. I already picked Houston to beat Denver, and I had the same thought process. I'm like, there's no way that Russ can pull off another win. There's no way. And I still do not think that the Denver Broncos are very good. I don't think they're good, and I think C.J. Stroud is a lot better than people expected, and he's going to get it done. He's covering the spread easily.
Okay, interesting. I don't think Jay has a take.
No, I'm not a betting guy, but I do kind of agree Denver isn't that good, and it's Russ, so I kind of would probably lean towards Houston.
They're the hottest team in the league right now, and it's like almost a disrespectful line against a rookie quarterback. It is. I mean, it is.
There is one line I'd like to talk about real quick. How are you guys feeling about the Eagles plus 2.5 at home against San Fran?
Yeah, that's one too. Eagles
Eagles at home. Dogs.
I think the 49ers have a more complete defense than what the Bills did in the first half against Philly. I think San Francisco can finish a game. I took San Francisco minus 2.5. Not going to lie to you. I'll tell you right now. I don't care.
I took the Eagles just because it's home. It's not that absurd if you think about it, because the Eagles have actually kind of looked like shit lately. So they haven't looked as good. I mean, the second half they were explosive, so maybe they figured it out. So I don't think it's that absurd. But the Eagles at home, 2-point dog, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the points at home.
All right, well, we
So-
came to the end of the episode, so hopefully this releases because we have a new way of recording here, and we'll see if it works first time. Hopefully it looks better for you guys. So I am headed to New York City this weekend to see the final 2 performances of my favorite band ever, Kiss. They are ending their era, their 50-plus year era, allegedly, with 2 shows.
Didn't they do this already?
2 sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden, Friday and Saturday night. I could only unfortunately score tickets to Friday night, but whatever. Second last show, it's fine. I'll live. Maybe I'll score one for the last show on Saturday. But there was like front row ticket on StubHub for $22,000.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
So this is a big
That's just
ticket.
stupid money you don't know what to
Yeah.
do with, and you're like, oh, just go see Kiss.
Yeah.
And this is
Whatever.
great because Kiss is from New York City. This is their hometown. This is their home arena. Hey, I see country music.
Special guest appearance. Look at this country music superstar.
Hey, Chaz.
What's up, Brad? Love you too.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Okay, tighten up. But anyway, it's Kiss's hometown, and it'd be so cool. Like, there's always speculation. Ace Frehley and Peter Criss aren't in the band. They haven't been in the band in ages, so everyone's thinking that the last show, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss are going to come back and join the band to jam out. If they do, that'd be so sweet, and that'd be cool if I was there, but I'm not able to go there yet. But other than that, I'm, going to go to the Statue of Liberty, check out the 9/11 memorial, and if I don't go to the concert Saturday, I'm maybe pondering going to Brooklyn to see the Nets versus the Magic. So
Let's
that
go.
is my trip.
Nice.
Bring me back
Sounds like
a
good trip.
chopped cheese, bro.
I'm going to eat a lot.
Get me out of I'm craving a chopped cheese right now.
All right, well, Jay, thank you for joining us. You're looking good on this new camera setup here.
Thanks.
I like this. You didn't get any dogs in the picture, though,
Yeah.
because you got like 10 now.
Well,
Yeah, you had one
one
back
came
there earlier.
earlier.
Oh, it might have been when I was on the screen share. All right, Adam, thank you for joining us.
Of course, man. Happy to be here.
And Dave, thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
And of course, I'm going to pick a Kiss song for the song of the week. I didn't even. You know what? We're going to play the first song on the first album because they're coming to the end of the road for them. So we're going to go with Kiss Strutter. All right, everybody, thank you for
I like
joining
it.
us. Until then, we
Hell
will
yeah.
see you next time.
See you later, guys.
Later, guys.
Later, boys.
You are now listening to the Fantasy Football Bros Podcast.